You could see the answer at the bottom is toaster, right? And the dog's just like, woof, woof.
Welcome to Trivial Debates.
Okay, guys, shut up. I gotta go. Like, we can't just have all this random talking at the beginning. All right, welcome to this week's edition of Trivial Debates. We have some awesome new debates. I think everyone will agree on that.
Awesome.
I'm your host, Chris. Okay, each week our panelists will be judged and scored on their arguments for facts, passion, and creativity. Our panelists this week are Jeff Mader.
Hi.
Jody Simpson.
Yo.
And Dave Mader.
Hello.
With fact checker Kristen. Here's how the show works. There's 6 rounds plus a speed round by our top 2 panelists.
That'll be me and somebody.
Probably is going to
Just
be
how I
Dave
let you
and
know.
Jeff. I'm just saying, like,
Oh, bias is already showing up.
It's
not looking good.
We must note that Chris has been on hosting probation for what, like 8 months?
I would
think?
say about 8 months.
Yeah,
Is it really that long ago?
Yeah, it's been a while.
it's been a while, and he's finally back in the chair. So
And he's already starting.
yeah,
This is going to be great.
Chris, you know,
okay, we've got movies, television, music, sports, history, and wild card. The top 2 panelists will advance to the speed round. We want people to be passionate about their arguments, but not personally mean to one another, or
Jody.
as much as possible. Keep in mind, you can also skip to a new debate by looking at the time indexes in the description and going to the battles that interest you the most. Subscribe to our iTunes feed. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and Instagram. Whether you're listening on iTunes or watching the YouTube version, all links and the information can be found in the episode description or at our website, www.trivialdebates.com. You guys actually listen to these?
oh my God, Chris,
Oh, God. Here we go again.
can you not find like an hour and a half in your week to like
To just listen.
yeah?
Probably.
Well, you can. Well, he will.
Yeah,
you know,
can and will,
It's
I
like
guess you do.
it's like Green Lantern. You know.
All right. Let's stop picking on Chris.
You're always like, I'm busy. I have important things to do.
Right. Sometimes my mom is visiting.
That's most of the time.
Certain things
I
happen.
got that on a soundbite.
Yeah, no, you literally did have that on the soundbite.
Right now, I'll tell you right now, Kevin is listening to this going, fuck yeah, I just got a soundbite. That's exactly what Kevin just said, too.
Yeah.
Why? Are we live now?
Kevin Millard.
He's making art already.
We're not live, no.
No,
Whoa.
we're not live.
Well, then why'd you say he's listening right now? That's impossible, Jody.
Because when he hears the recording later on, he'll be like, wow, Jody was totally right.
It'll be right now for the time when he's listening to the recording.
At this point is when he's like, Chris Seymour's an ass. That's exactly what he's saying to himself now.
Probably.
Yeah,
So-
probably.
Now, what's the first category?
Oh, the first category up is going to be movies. Question number 1, movies. What is the best black and white film from the silver screen era? First up will be Jeff Mader.
I picked Psycho, right?
Yes, you did.
Okay, so
That's a good pick.
I picked kind of like right at the end of the silver screen era. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're gonna, it's kind of like I kind of say like once The Godfather comes out, that's when it ends.
Yeah.
You know, kind of. You know.
No, it's the whenever color came along.
Well, that's kind of when. But to me, like
That was about the
that's
same
about
time,
the
though.
right
It's
time.
about 10 years earlier, I'd say. Like, there was color Elvis movies in the 60s. And stuff.
I'm not saying there weren't. I'm just saying when it he even said in the question, it's when it became like modernized, basically. Like when majority of movies were in color. And if you look at Psycho, like I think it's kind of one of the last ones of that era. It's I think Hitchcock's best movie. It is perfect for a horror movie. It really dazzled people. It was like a spectacle of a movie, and it's kind of one of the last ones that was like that. You know, like until like as it changed, it became blockbusters in the 70s, and this is kind of one of the last like spectacle movies where people went and watched it and were like, whoa, this is an experience. And people lined up for it like in masses, and it changed in the 70s. So for me, like when I think silver screen, this is kind of like the end, and Psycho is just such a good movie, and there's such great performances. I mean, if you're gonna look at a movie of silver screen, I don't know, I just kind of picked. I wanted to go a different way. Most people are going to pick like classic movies, and this is a classic, but it's a classic in a different way. You know, it's like a.
But that was a style. He chose to do the movie in black and white so he could do like, you know, like just cheaper effects. It was kind of
Right.
like it was just made that movie more practical and black and white.
Right, which a lot of people, copied, like Clerks. Eventually, I know it's kind of a cheat answer because there was color movies at the time, but this one
Depends on how you define the
Right.
silver screen era.
That's why I asked Chris that question, and he didn't denounce my answer.
Well, I googled it. It wasn't a thing. Like there's
Right, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like silver screen era. What?
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't have to be a thing. You guys understand what I'm trying to say, though.
Well, no, I didn't. That's why I asked you.
So we had to ask.
That was kind of part of the question.
And then I was about to ask him like, oh wait, Jeff's already asked, and he kind of got an answer. So
Yeah. So I was like, okay, so for me, it's like 1970 and anything before that, because that's when, to me, the silver screen era is when you had those classic kind of movies with the classic kind of posters, and I think if you even watch the movie Hitchcock, it kind of shows like what the silver screen era was like as far as I guess there wasn't really an era, but I mean it's kind of like the 20s to the 60s, which is a pretty big period of movies, but this is kind of like the end is what I'm trying to say, and it's kind of one of the best.
Fantastic answer, Jeff. Thanks for your input.
Wow. You said it like somebody from like, I don't know,
he said it like a doctor giving you like bad test results.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, you have AIDS. Like,
You have AIDS, but the good news is like you're this visit was covered.
You guys
know?
go
Like,
to-
that's pretty much where you're at. Eh?
Your minds go to dark places. Jesus, didn't say it that bad.
Yeah, I know.
he said it pretty bad.
Let's move on
Yeah, I'm
to our
gonna say it
second
was bad.
contestant. Let's move on to Jody.
That's me. Ooh. I picked a 1927 movie that was actually a silent movie, which was Metropolis. So
Nice.
Metropolis is pretty much known as the first of science fiction. It was a cool movie. The nice thing about it is Fritz Lang was the director, and it was just really well shot. It told the story without having any sort of vocals needed. Right? You all right there, buddy?
I'm just looking at the mics. Just ignore me.
Oh, okay. You look like you're about to have love with your microphone. Anyway, wow. So I just think it was a cool achievement. Even like the costumes and stuff like that is really what made to me like the kind of whole ensemble of what a silver screen era movie would be for me.
Okay.
And it was the start of a genre, and I think that was one of the things that was cool about it was that science fiction I'm a big fan of, so I really liked it.
Nice.
To be honest, out of all the three movies, yours is the only one I've never seen.
Really?
So I don't know what it's about.
I don't know if I know what it's about, and he just went through his diatribes,
Yeah.
which I'll have to amplify on.
Oh, okay. Well, I was more concerned on why you're making love to your mic there.
I was trying to boost you because you were so quiet.
You're like rubbing it? No?
I wasn't rubbing it.
You look like you're rubbing it a little. I'm just saying.
Can I go now?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Why not?
On that note, Dave, you might as well go.
Thank you.
And don't rub it.
I won't rub it. So listen, I picked a movie called Citizen Kane from 1942.
I knew he was gonna pick Citizen.
Yeah.
Citizen Kane is
Honestly, I kind of knew that too, but
it's not only one of the great black and white films that's still relevant now. It's probably one of the greatest films of all time. Rosebud, yeah. Like if you've seen like even like The Simpsons and like when there was like Montgomery Burns and the bear and that whole like when he was a kid, that whole episode of The Simpsons.
All right.
You know
the
what I'm
greatness
talking
of your movie is based on one episode of The
I'm just
Simpsons?
like making it relevant if you haven't seen. You've seen Citizen Kane though?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't need to go through this, but it's it's like that whole like loss of innocence. It's like a perfect film, like the way that it was done at the time. It feels like it was made like even today. It doesn't feel like most of the other movies you watch from the 40s or even the 50s and 60s and 70s. Like they were so much slower back then, but Citizen Kane actually has a pace to it. Orson Welles is an incredible presence. He's a fantastic actor, director, writer. He did all the years of this guy, and it's based on Rupert Murdoch. So he was based off like it was basically a Rupert Murdoch guy of the time, industrial area, the early 20th century, and just falling through his life and becoming this big political figure and great thing. And it has so much imagery that's been referenced through time, and like shows like The Simpsons and other things that referenced it. It's almost been 100 years. We're coming up to 80 or 90 years since that movie was made, and we're still talking about it. And I think that's exceptional.
You could say all the same things you just said about Psycho. All those things are true, and it was parodied by just as many shows, and I could, like the whole sound of and that whole shower scene was parodied like a million times.
Fair enough, but
Like it's just
probably even on The Simpsons.
Yeah, it's just it's in everything. Like I couldn't even like name all the references.
I think it's been done a couple times with The Simpsons at this point.
Yeah,
sure. Like I'm not saying it hasn't been. I'm not saying that like only Citizen Kane has that distinguishing thing. But like I think Citizen Kane's a superior film to Psycho, and I think if you were talking about best film of a black and white type from the olden times, from the golden years of film, it's definitely Citizen Kane for me.
Okay, everyone's happy with their answers?
Oh yeah, I phoned this one in for sure.
So there's no banter in this.
Do you want any rebuttals?
If you want.
Jeez, you are the world's worst host. And it's like the first round.
Well, it's up to you. Have you made up your mind already, or what?
Oh, I've already made up my mind.
Okay, then just
yeah.
He made up his mind before he got here.
No, I didn't.
That is the most. How do you wait? Like, why do you already have your mind made up? if you like you.
Well, I've heard all your answers, and I think one person has a better movie and better answers than everyone else.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm giving this round to Jeff.
Oh,
Look at this. Now he's like, that was a solid choice, Chris.
yeah, good one. Chris.
best host ever.
This must be the best host I think we've ever had. I just want to let you know that.
Yeah, I take back my previous statement, like a politician.
Just keep handing out the points, Chris. It will be fine.
Yeah,
Cool.
exactly.
Yeah.
I hold no grudge. I hope you don't either.
Yeah.
We're going to move on to our television round then. Here we go. I know you guys don't think this is a question. You just think it's a statement. But past or present, best game show ever. And we'll go to Jody first this round.
Hands down, Jeopardy.
Oh
I
God,
love
you
Jeopardy.
lose already.
Why? It's a very intelligent game. It's awesome.
Oh yeah,
You learn so much from
If
it,
you want to
too.
watch something with your grandmother, it's a great show to watch.
It's so safe to watch with Grammy.
Actually, my mom loves Jeopardy.
Yeah. Hey, mom's got great taste.
They
It's that
watch
simple.
it because of Alex Trebek. They're like, oh, he just
Alex
gets
Trebek's the man.
more handsome as he ages.
Oh, absolutely, he does.
Canadian.
He is Canadian. Yes. Yeah. Okay, way to call it in there, Dave.
He is Canadian.
He is Canadian, guys. I just wanted to let you know.
Canadian, please.
I've checked this, and we're good to go on that.
I don't know if the fact checkers want to confirm if Alex Trebek is Canadian or not.
I don't think we need to.
Like Chris was like, I'm fact checker, but I can't look anything up.
Chris is like,
If I
I'm
happen
busy
to
doing
know
my
the answer, you will.
That's the best kind of fact checker. You're just like, what do you got?
I don't know.
I don't got a device. I don't
Sounds
got-
good.
I don't
Let's go with it.
How can I look it up? I don't know.
Anyway, I just think it's a great show, and it's a long-running show as well. And with that, I think it's universally known, and it brings out the ability to just learn more, and you do it in a fairly fun way as well. I like it.
Are you smart enough to ever get any of the answers?
I get most of them actually.
Because I don't.
Really?
You get none?
No, not none, but I'm not very good.
It depends on the topic, though.
But you must learn things as you don't get the right thing answer. So you absorb the correct answer was, what is Portugal or whatever.
Well, I guess so.
I technically would lose all the time because I never phrase it in the form of a question when I yell it out.
Can I go?
Sure. Let's
Like
move
I have
on.
no problem with Jeopardy. I even considered picking Jeopardy, but
You know why? Because it's the best pick.
it has a long life. It's been on TV forever.
Yeah, it's
and,
enjoyable.
It's enjoyable, and I feel,
Thanks, Dave. I just wanted to make sure you
I feel like
felt
it
that
has
way too.
a
I
benefit,
disagree,
but I don't feel like it's as great of a game show. Like I don't know, when I think of game show, I think of a certain type of atmosphere and kind of maybe a little bit of sleaze and that game show host runs out and does this thing. And who was one of the best ones who did that was Dick Clark, right? And the $25,000
That's what you
pyramid.
picked?
Yeah,
Picked
Mom.
25,000.
In fact, Mom was like, "Oh,
Chris, I winning another one.
You're confident. But you're definitely no Jeopardy on that one for sure.
The $25,000 pyramid was great because two celebrities came out and they would play basically a version of charades almost, where they had to describe something to you without you having to understand.
You know what says awesome, Dave? Charades. Yeah,
Shut up
we're
for a
all
minute.
down
I
with
just-
charades. Hey,
I listened to your boring
Yo, Jeff, you
tribes.
remember the last time we went to that party where we played charades?
Yes.
Wasn't that the fucking shit?
Yes.
No, you know why we've never had this conversation? Because it doesn't fucking exist. Because charades are boring.
Dave has done it many times. So
Has he? He's like,
yeah.
He's like, I'm going to a charade party, guys.
It would be
I
like
can't play hockey.
Okay, shut up for a minute, all right?
Hey, don't yell into the microphones.
Can I finish?
Cap it. Okay.
Can I finish?
All right.
This is why I never win, because I let him interrupt me constantly.
Yeah, so you got to grow a pair.
You never interrupt him,
Who?
Jeff.
No, because this is usually fun to listen to.
Why are mine fun to listen to?
$25,000 pyramid. Thank you.
Great game show. Great game show.
it was terrible.
When I was watching the Game Show Network, this is by and far my favorite game show of them all.
I used to watch that religiously. That was the one I said, crap, I gotta go make a sandwich.
This is the one where I go take the shit. you know? It's
No
like,
way, man. Like, this show was amazing.
I'll come back in 30 minutes. It'll be something better.
Yeah, like New Family Feud will be on or something awesome.
Steve Harvey for the win.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd say, like, I can't say the direct word, so I'd be like, it's what's
So
in.
it's charades.
I understand how to play. It's not really charades because charades.
It's more descriptive, but like
Yeah.
you're trying to get like your partner to guess what the right answer is, and then you get so many points and you accumulate it, and then that's who wins the round, and then they switch partners, and then they have like this competition in the end. But what was great was the celebrities really want the person to win, but they switch halfway through, so the team, like, they're kind of invested in whoever can win.
What a twist.
They're just trying to do their best, right? And that's what's great about it. Like, you'd have like the girl from Night Court would be on it, or like LeVar
Girl
Burton.
from Night Court.
What's
There's
her name?
celebrities right there. Eh?
The lawyer, the I don't know.
No one cares.
Marquee Post. That was her name.
Marquee Post is your... Wow, that's your highlight. Okay.
Yeah, or like LeVar Burton, right? Would come out and
LeVar Burton's all right.
Reading Rainbow.
Yeah, he was on a song,
Reading
something called
Rainbow.
Star Trek.
Yeah.
Butterfly in the sky.
No, Dave remembers it more from reading Rainbow.
Of course he does.
I can fly twice as high.
Yeah. So anyway, $25,000 pyramid, great format, just a fun way to do the game, and like you can really get invested because you can see the answer as the audience, and you're just like, oh man, like are they gonna get it or not? And then it dings pass, or they come back to
You
it.
can't play along with his game at all.
Is he
My
still-
game you can play along with. You can actually yell out the answer with the TV.
That's
Your
true.
game, you're just sitting there going, oh, I already know the answer. Let's see how long it takes Dick Nut over here to fucking charade it out. Like, fuck, it's terrible.
Yours is kind of similar though, because your answer is like the answers on the board. Who can hit the buzzer fast enough to be like, oh, that's the question. Okay, then moving on.
Yeah,
All right.
well, it's not all easy.
I'm just saying it's who.
But you get to play
who can
along.
hit- It's who can hit a button the quickest.
Chris said even himself, he watches it and he guesses it and he gets like half of them right or something.
What?
Do you get half right on Jeopardy?
Well, good thing about $25,000 pyramid is I get them all right.
That's because you get the answer.
Exactly. So it's a fun game show to watch.
No,
Right? You don't feel inferior, right? Like you would with Jeopardy.
that was the worst.
Oh,
one.
you're one of those guys that looks at Jeopardy and goes, I can't watch this because I don't know any of this.
I do know some of it. Like
The only thing
everybody,
you know,
I
the
feel
only
like
thing you know is like 70s washed up bands you would know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember that $25,000 commercial? There was not $25,000 pyramid. There was a cartoon, and it was a dog on $25,000 pyramid. It was hilarious
I don't remember that at all.
because it was like a guy playing a dog, right?
Guy playing.
hilarious, Chris.
Yeah, and the dog.
Can we hear Jeff's answer
no,
now?
but the dog is trying to describe to the cartoon.
I'm trying not to host here, but you know, you think you can move this on.
I just want to tell you what happened. Like the dog. Like you could see the answer at the bottom is toaster, right? And the dog's just like woof woof. Woof 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 woof. And finally,
Oh man. Oh, that's brutal.
finally, obviously the guy doesn't get it right.
No, because the fucking dog's telling him nothing but rough.
I know. But then at the end of the cartoon, the dog's like, "It was toaster, you moron."
Oh man, this is so good.
I'm done my case, by the way.
This is gold.
Dude, we're not even gonna get like.
Okay.
We're gonna be at 2 hours
So it's
and
my
like
turn.
3 questions.
I picked Survivor. You guys are all idiots. I picked it's a game show. You know, and eventually you get
It's a reality competition.
it's a game show. You can play. You get chosen to go on to a show where you win money based on how you place. That's a game show to me.
I would say it is.
But it's like all the fate is determined by the contestants. Like they're voting each other out and all
I
that.
expected you to pick Big Brother, and I'm surprised you didn't. That also would have been a good pick. But
I don't consider them game shows.
they are. They're totally games. How are they not game shows?
Well, I think Big Brother is more so because it's like it's got that like those competitions and
Oh, because Survivor doesn't have that.
it's not as campy and like when I think of a game show, there's a certain camp factor.
Right now, I'm stuck between two maters.
Jeff Probst is like the
got one
king
here,
of
one
camp.
here.
What are you talking about?
Well, he does. Come on in, guys.
Yeah, come on in, guys. And then like all the sexual innuendos, like he's holding his stick up and like stuff like that, and you're just like, oh god. There are a lot. Yeah, it's true. Okay. Anyway, best game show for sure because imagine you get to go like on a mini vacation where it's like a social experiment where you gotta figure out how to pit people against each other and make it to the end, and you have to survive on an island and with like basically no food, no water. Just enough to survive. That's why it's kind of called Survivor. And it's just like the best show. Like, you know, like as far as like look, you said past or present, it's both. Like it's got a 31 season history coming up. It's a better show now than what it was when it started, and it was a phenomenon when it started. It was the biggest show on TV for like 2 years. It's the best game show that's ever been put out because it has something for everybody. It has sports, it has strategy, and it has just overall social intrigue. Like you can like an emotional story. There's always what's the story, and there's always a good one. So that.
So I win.
Do you have any questions for us, Chris?
You got the game show that you always know everything about already. So it's not any sort of fun, really. It's just you get to watch two people.
Well, it's interesting watching the contestants and
I don't know
what kind
about
of what kind of descriptive words they will come up to describe the other word.
And then you have reality TV show.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's a game show.
Oh,
Reality TV game show.
all right, whatever.
Well, you win $1 million if you win it.
Cool. You can win even more than that in Jeopardy.
So
if
you think
really
it's a
want it.
game show just because you get invited and the
can.
winner gets a bunch of money? Because golf is that.
Oh, good point.
Wait,
so
what?
golf is a game show?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
golf's a game
How
show.
is
And
golf?
so is curling.
Wait, golf is
Yeah.
Survivor now? Is that
No,
what you
no, I'm just saying that you have to get invited to the big golf
You have to
tournaments
get
and
cast, just like any game show. You have to get cast.
win money.
Do you
That's
thi-
true.
do you
Every
thi-
game show you do have to get
Yeah,
cast.
yeah, it's no different.
They don't let like retards on. Like,
I guess
or-
that's not technically
Yeah.
true, though. Price is Right, they don't cast.
that.
do they?
Well, that's different. That's live audience
Yeah, it
stuff.
is, yeah.
But
right?
even then, they still they select people.
They do. They do.
They don't like take people who can't like function on camera.
Right.
Yeah, true.
You know, so like they screen it to a degree.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
If you have enough energy, that's all they really care about.
Yeah, they
every-
just want to see you zip down the aisle there.
Whereas
everything
like
on
a
TV.
Survivor, they're going for a certain aesthetic. You have to look a certain way. You got to look
Yeah.
good on the beach.
Definitely. Yeah,
Right.
but they're always casting the old guy that's out of shape.
Jeopardy,
You
you got to be a learned person to be on Jeopardy. You can't be Chris and say, "Hey, I want to be on Jeopardy," right?
Because they'll be like, let me tell you a story. Ruff, the dog.
what is rough?
What is the dog and toaster?
No, that's not correct, Chris. Again,
You wouldn't pick Toaster for everything. They're not giving you.
he'd be like Helix. No, that's not the
Primus is the best. Right? Is that the answer?
I'd probably pretty.
well, best bassist, yeah.
And then for the $25,000 pyramid, I don't know. I don't think it was super like. It was like a lot of common housewife people just visiting LA. Whoever happened to like knock on their door and say, "I want to be on this show."
Jeopardy is a real game show.
I feel like
Jeopardy sucks.
Jeopardy's more of a game show than Survivor to me. And I think like if you want to think
I agree.
of a real game show with like one of the cheesiest game show hosts of all time, Dick Clark, it's a $25,000 pyramid.
Boring.
Yeah, they're
You
both
always
boring.
knew.
Survivor's the most.
That
it's
was
got
like the
something for
goal.
everybody.
Like winning $25,000 was a big deal.
Look,
I know.
my show, like their show, if you don't want to watch something
I'm
where
not
it's really,
defending myself. I'm
inte-
right.
if it's well, you kind of be off. It's really like intelligent stuff. If you're not into that and you want to watch sport, you're not gonna watch Jeopardy. If same thing with $25,000 pyramid, you're not gonna watch that. If
Anybody
you
can watch it, like any age. That's what makes it great.
You can say that about
his
Survivor.
show is too intellectual. Little kids can't watch Jeopardy,
My
right?
daughter, who's 9, watches Jeopardy.
Well,
and
like,
enjoys it.
but she didn't watch it when she was like 4.
I bet you should
No,
watch.
she didn't watch it when she's 4. Nor did anybody watch.
But they could have watched the
$25,000
$25,000 pyramid.
Yes, they could.
Yes,
Because
yes.
to see idiots do dumb shit on TV.
That's
okay,
correct.
Whatever.
Okay, winner of this round is Dave.
Yes.
What?
$25,000
Oh,
pyramid.
there's no like way to read Chris. He just comes out like, hey, the winner. He's like, you know what he's like? He's like Otev. He's like, hey, the winner is this person, and then like that's it. And then you're moving on. No
Honestly,
explanation.
I watched the first year of Survivor and never ever again after that.
So you just don't like Survivor?
because I didn't care after that. I don't care who wins the $1
You
million.
can't like so I like that's the whole thing. If I don't pick what Chris likes, then I will win.
I believe they have a word for that. It's called biased.
Yeah.
Well, no, but like he doesn't even like judge the debate. You know, like this is
There's no debate.
Why did Jeff win his? You like Psycho? Is that why?
No, it was the best movie out of the three.
but not because of the argument I made.
well, yeah, and you made really good arguments, and you made you made that sound. Once you made that sound, it was a win.
Okay, all right. I have no idea how.
You're on the fast track
yeah.
to getting another shitty win.
If you win this one, it's like
Chris, if I'm gonna win this game, I need you to pick it up and become like a judge, like an actual judge, okay? Not just go, I like that the best. Yeah, you're right. Like nothing you said could have swayed me. I gave you a chance to, I guess.
once he did the I didn't have me.
Yeah. Like,
They had me at that point.
yeah. Why do we even keep talking?
No, but that's
I almost lunged over the table and gave him a kiss. Are you
Like
looking?
you're supposed to listen and say, okay, well, this was the best argument.
no, Dave. You actually had the best argument.
glad.
anyone could watch that show. $25,000 period. If it was,
But like when you
the
give an
worst game
answer,
show.
you're there's a certain level of expectation. You don't have to go very lengthy, but you're supposed to be like, I gave it to this person because of this.
well, if those three,
But you
if
can't.
these-
But the answer shouldn't be because I liked that the best.
if these three shows were all on at the same time right now, and there were only 3 shows on, I would choose $25,000.
Yeah. Okay.
To watch.
But one of them is
Okay,
canceled,
Chris, am I
and that's
getting through-
Dave's.
Am I getting through to him at all?
No.
No. There's a reason why I'm on this end of the table, so I didn't have to swing at him today.
Well, Jody, you're not doing very good so far.
No, I expected that. I'll be surprised if I get a point today.
Percentages are going down.
Now we're gonna head into our music round, where Dave Mater will be up first.
What's the question?
What band does Chris like best? That's the question.
Okay, here's the question, guys. What band or artist live performances are better than their original recordings? And we'll start with Dave.
None of them.
Yeah.
That's an
explain
answer?
Yeah,
That's his answer.
His
His
answer
answer
is
is
no
nobody.
answer.
Not even the band?
Do you want my rationale?
Yes.
Well, that would be part of the
Christ,
debate part. Just saying.
I'm saying that I don't believe any artist is better in live performances than they are in the studio album. It's impossible because when you're in the studio, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You have complete control. You can stop, create a little guitar solo, stop, like add a little thing here to stop, and put it all together and be a composition. So you're capable of achieving perfection right there.
Right, but that's not what music's about. Music's about feel and soul and all those things.
It can be about all those things, but you can craft it out. You have more time to think about it. It's not about spontaneity.
What's
So-
wrong with crafting it out?
There's nothing wrong with crafting it out. I think it's the superior way of going. I think on stage there's too many variables. I think that it's too hard to maybe hear yourself on some of the instruments, and often singers don't sound as perfect as they do on their studio versions. And I don't think I've heard a single thing in history to suggest that
So
a
you're
live performance is better than a studio performance.
Really? So you're telling me the performance of The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down in the Last Waltz is worse than the recorded version?
Well, that's
Good luck with that one.
that version's a different.
What
Like
do you
it's a
mean,
different
though?
arrangement. It's a different arrangement.
Somewhat, but
And it's mostly
It's
overdubbed. Like if you look
yeah.
at the last waltz, most of it was overdubbed, with the exception of Levon's
that's right.
vocals.
But it's still a better performance, But and that's just one performance. I could point to a bunch of them, with Jimi Hendrix, some of his stuff live. Like you don't get that on the recorded version. Because,
Well, why not?
Because he's not freestyling. Everything is, like you said, structured.
But he could
You
create a
know?
freestyling album if he wanted.
Yeah,
to in
and
the
he
studio.
did. But
But
a lot of
the
people
genius
do.
of his music was the fact that it was freestyled. Like some of the best things that ever came out of him were the freestyled stuff, which was all
Right.
live.
Right, like at Woodstock and stuff, right? Like there's a Woodstock album, but that's just a recorded version of what he played there,
Yeah.
right? So, like it's still a recording, but it's a live recording.
Like there are some live performances I like better, but I don't think that as a rule is true. I think it just happens to be what you think's better, and I think that as a rule, I think a studio version will usually be better than a live one, and so I don't think anybody's actually better. I think it's just it's a personal choice of what you do in your career.
Have you gone to any sort of live music at all?
I've gone to the Rankin Family.
The Rankin Family.
One
Okay.
Republic.
This
One
is
Republic.
One Republic, I went to that.
So you're telling me like watching their videos was better than going to see their concert?
Yep.
You really just kind of casually threw that out, eh? It's just like, yep. That's kind of what I was saying. Yep.
I'd rather watch the video.
That alone is
In
a sound
particular, like I love old vinyl versions, and like you can't get that in a concert like that vinyl, like that's
a lot of vinyl was actually recorded once. So it's
I don't know
it's
what
a
that.
live
I don't know why
performance.
that matters, but it's.
Well, there's no editing back then.
That's fine.
Well, there was, but
It was all live.
it's all cut,
realistically.
right? Like on tapes,
It's all uncut.
right?
Yeah,
And-
they cut down some stuff, but
Anyway,
you got to remember when they're pressing only vinyl, though, you can't really.
I'm done.
Okay, let's move on to
Okay.
Jeff.
All right. Yeah. I picked Parliament and Funkadelic, which is basically two bands, but
P-Funk.
it's the same band. The reason why I picked them was because, their recorded versions are great. And a lot of like what Dave was saying is kind of right, but at the same time, when it's a band like Parliament Funkadelic or like a band like Kiss or like a band where it's like a party to like go watch their concert, but at the same time they're like not Kiss so much, but they're really into the music. That to me is like the best. If you're gonna say someone's better live than recorded, then I kind of like go to like a funk band because like it's an experience and it's like. It's good that they screw up sometimes. That's part of the whole thing. Like that's part of the experience of like a funk concert. Like.
But you wouldn't like say like if you were to like compare it to like comedy, you wouldn't say like SNL is better than like a movie, right? It's better when you can think it out and prepare and plan it.
It depends on the movie and it depends on the SNL sketch, doesn't it?
Yeah, as a rule though, I just think.
You also have to remember SNL skits have been.
If you're looking for,
they have been rehearsed to fucking hell.
Yes.
Like these aren't brand new. Like this isn't the first time they've stepped in that scene. Like it's they got like what 4 days of training before every
And
live
writing.
shows, right? Yeah. So it's like I can't really. I don't think that's a very fair comparison.
Yeah, and it's comedy to music too, so it's also another weird comparison that way.
So basically, what we're trying to say, Dave, is fuck off.
And I disagree with his argument. There are so
that too. We disagree.
Yeah, there are so many
Go fuck yourself.
live albums of so many bands, and the Parliament Funkadelic has a ton of them. I love the recorded versions, but the live version of the recorded version is just as good. It's just as fun to listen to. It's the same energy that band produces. I could have went for a band that was like, pretty good in the recording studio or kind of crappy and really good live, but I'd want for one that was good at both, and I think they're even better live than they were in the studio, and they were damn good in the studio.
Thanks for your input, Jeff.
Thanks, Chris.
I think it's time that we move on to
Is
Jody.
it me now? Okay. I picked Muse. And the reason why I picked Muse is I've actually seen them. I've seen them live a couple
I
times.
hate that band, man.
I'm sorry you
can't
hate that band.
I can't stand them.
I'm
Jeff,
sorry.
do you understand that it's a debate? It doesn't. Your personal opinion doesn't matter.
Okay, Chris.
So it depends on how. It
It really hurts coming from him, isn't it? It kind of stings that little bit more. But anyway, I've seen them live a couple times, and you don't get the energy, you don't get the showmanship out of the video or out of just the performance itself. Like when you see it live and you get, the unscripted version of that song, where they improvise a lot of the words and stuff as well. It's a cool experience, and it's one of the only concerts that I've actually left where I was like, you kind of get that withdrawal of, you just saw the concert, it was really, really awesome, and now you have nothing left. Like it's just you're done, and it's kind of disappointing
Because your ears hurt.
and you
'cause
only
the
get that from
singer-
certain artists, I think, and Muse is definitely one of them.
Oh, Muse. Oh my God,
Loved them.
So bad.
Very good show.
It's not like
Have you ever even? Do you know who Muse is, Dave?
my argument stands, but like
no, Dave doesn't because they're not from the '70s.
okay, when are they from?
Like now.
Oh fuck, who gives a shit?
Dave doesn't even know who Parliament Funkadelic is, and they are from the 70s.
They're still now, but
I'm
they
an
were
old soul, boys. I'm an old soul.
And maybe you should be an old mind too, because you're not. There ain't nothing going on up there. Give me a break.
It's just like two like rats playing with like a ball of yarn up there. And
Why would rats be playing
don't know.
with yarn?
Two mall-
I couldn't think of a good like
Two
animal.
rats play with a ball of
I
yarn.
I'm staring at a big
We need to
rat on
make
his
it-
chest.
you know what we
so
need to
I
do?
wonder why I thought rat.
I think we just that's the first T-shirt for the show is going to be like Trivial Debates. It's just going to be two rats playing with the yarn.
Playing with the yarn. Because that's another one for Kevin.
Oh no! I always imagine the first T-shirt for Trivial Debates to be like it would just be a black shirt with white text and it'd be like "You're done." Trivial Debates. You're done.
Or you lose already.
Yeah.
already. Yeah. That's another one.
Okay, Chris, what did you decide? You're like this sphinx. I can't read you.
Well, you know
So
what?
the winner is-
Jeff and Jody. You both gave me the good arguments. Dave, I didn't like your answer, so because
Fair enough.
it's just, in some cases you're just wrong, and this is one of those cases. So the answer goes to.
You're just wrong. I think that's that biased again.
Did I not argue it well?
It's not biased. I think you're wrong. Jody thinks you're wrong. Jeff thinks you're wrong. If everyone thinks you're wrong, then
You're definitely wrong.
You're wrong. Yeah, you're wrong.
Kristen thinks I'm right.
she's not in this. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's terrible. I'm sorry.
this round is going to go to Jody.
Ooh. I actually won one.
Yeah.
That was a pity one, I think.
What was his answer?
Muse.
News.
Yeah, the worst band ever.
Yeah.
Oh, give it up. It's good live.
They're terrible.
Time for round 4.
All right.
So back in grade school, we used to play this game called soccer baseball. You guys ever play that?
Yes.
Basically,
Yes.
they roll the ball to you. You
They
kick
roll
it.
the red ball.
You kick it
you
out
kick it.
to the outfield.
It usually
And
goes into somebody's yard,
Then you
and then nobody gets to play.
you run the bases. It's like baseball and soccer, but combined.
Yeah, they actually found a way to make baseball more enjoyable
Yeah. So what other
for
sport,
me, which is great.
what other sport do you guys think would be an awesome combo? We'll start with you, Jeff.
Okay, I picked all sports golf.
All
Okay.
sports golf.
I'll
okay.
explain to you how this works.
Yeah, I'm curious on this.
This is like a Happy Gilmore kind of thing, isn't it?
No.
No. All right.
Okay, so this is what it. Oh, of course, sort of. I don't know what you mean by that.
like golf with a hockey stick.
It's golf with all sports. So okay, so there's
So
one,
that would be legit then.
so there's one ball, and it's like it's like an Indian rubber ball, or Indian rubber ball. That size, I don't know the consistency.
Like in lacrosse?
Like in lacrosse. Maybe more like a croquet ball. I don't know exactly what the density or like anything like that is.
I think we're
but-
getting too stuck on balls here.
Yeah, we're getting too stuck. Okay, so you have a golf bag, and in the golf bag, you have, there's also different items. Like, you can use a Nerf ball, like a rocket. So instead of the ball, you can use a soccer ball. You can use like a cross ball and the Indian rubber ball. You can use, what else is there? When you're on the green, they almost all typically use hockey sticks. So you go to a par 5, and then like you pick your first. Oh, and a bat and a baseball. That's the other one.
This game is too complicated.
You have too many things.
No. And once you use one of those things, you have to get rid of it. So if you
I'm
tee off,
going to be honest here, Jeff. This is something I would have expected Dave to say.
no, this is
And I'm not trying to give you shit here. I'm just
okay.
it's weak
What are you
sauce,
talking about? The
man.
question.
Like,
What are you talking? The question is combined sports, and this is what this is.
Isn't it combined two sports?
Oh,
What's the question?
Well, it did say
It's-
what
it-
other sports would be an awesome combo.
Okay,
Yeah.
so not just two. Okay.
yeah.
so
So
a
okay.
combo can be any combination. Sure.
Right. So like okay, so like there's a video like online where these guys play it, and it's really awesome actually to watch, and it's really fun actually because once they get rid of like the like a lot of guys like they were teeing off with the baseball and the bat, and then after that like they had to use like the Nerf thing, and then they tried to use like the lacrosse thing, and they can only throw it so far, and it's like on a par 5 or that's really
It
far.
sounds like a game that would be really fun playing drunk.
but
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the setting of this sport is.
and when you putt,
It's on a golf green.
it's on a golf course. It's a golf hole, and like
So if one picks the Nerf rocket, for instance.
okay, so yeah.
So how does that go into the hole then?
That's
You
what
do-
I was thinking. Like, how does the soccer ball?
You,
go
you
in?
would you wouldn't you
Oh,
would
okay.
use the Nerf thing to try to get close to the pin, and then
would
once
use
you get on
something
the
that'd
green,
be more suitable for
well,
that.
then once you're on the green, you're allowed to use the hockey stick for as
Oh.
many putts as possible. You don't have to get rid of the hockey stick.
Oh, so the hockey stick's always like the ending.
That's the putter. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So does that make any sense? You probably think it's ridiculous, but it's actually really cool.
Sounds
Somewhat. All right. Thanks for your answer, Dave. Jeff, let's.
I'm not winning. There's no way. 100%. I might as well just not. There's no way. Like, it doesn't even matter what they picked. It's like they could pick something he hates, and then
the bias is already strong with him.
It looked at me like I was nuts for picking that.
Jeff, it's not just me that was looking at you that way.
Well, that's because they
I
don't
will
know.
have to give him credit for that.
I'll show you a video after, and I bet you guys are going to say, "Oh, that's awesome."
I don't doubt it.
Okay, let's move on to Jody.
But technically, I'm in a position where I should be arguing against you anyway.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, no hard feelings.
So that's admitting that he might actually like the idea.
No, I didn't admit anything. That's just being polite.
I think he did.
All right, anyway. Do you want my answer?
Yes, please, Jody.
I want to mix rugby and baseball.
And how would this game be
That
played?
sounds ridiculous. Mine's ridiculous. Sure, yeah.
Basically, full contact baseball. And you're just handed it, and you have to just run all the bases regardless
That's
of
like
who's
football and baseball.
Oh, well, it's kind of like that too, yeah, I guess.
So it's like football with baselines.
No, it's rugby with baselines.
Fair enough. But wait, what's the goal? Like, what are you hitting?
You're not hitting anything. You don't
What
need
the
to hit
fuck is
anything.
this
The
game?
bases are what's coming in.
What?
The bases are the play field, and then you have kind of the rugby give it to him and let him run the course, and he has to get around without getting
Around
out.
who?
All the other guys that are standing there.
And then what happens once he doesn't get around them?
Fuck him. He gets to go with whatever base he was at.
That sounds the most dumb
it's
sport I've ever heard
strategic.
of.
It's
Yeah.
Well, you just pick something with everything just so you could say, "Oh, I have a potpourri of everything."
It's called
Yeah.
all sports golf. That's
Yeah,
what it's called.
yeah.
Well,
All
in,
right.
in rugby baseball, my question, Jody, is
Yes.
what do the outfielders do? Like, because
the
the ball like never seems
That's
like
your
it's going to get there.
No, that's true. And honestly, I will admit I haven't thought all of this out.
You didn't ask what the pitcher does, or the catcher. Apparently, there isn't one.
I'm sorry, I wasn't aware that I had to come up with the full baseline and rules for this game.
Wait, what are you? What is the whole point?
That would have
of it
been
then?
Dave Mader asking me that answer. Well, guys, how is this played, and what's the scoring like, and what kind of team colors did they have, and stuff.
Well, it's explaining a game. He's like, what two sports would be an awesome combo? That's kind of like making a new sport. That's what soccer baseball is. It's a new game.
and that's what I did too.
No, you didn't.
Absolutely,
That's my point.
You just said throw everything in there and they can.
No,
pick
it's an
things.
actual game. It's an actual thing you have to.
So
do.
you already picked something that was already invented.
Yes,
Okay,
Well,
That's
soccer
right.
baseball, to be fair, is already invented.
exactly.
that was your example though.
Yes.
Yeah, I caught that too. All right, can we hear Dave?
Yeah, let's move on
So
to Dave.
both Jeff and I can just cut him down, and then it can go back to me and Jeff.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Dave.
So we already know how it's going to play out. It doesn't matter what I say.
It doesn't matter what any of us say. Chris already has who's gonna win.
Chris already knows who's going to win. He's already written a sign for it.
Okay, I picked basketball and baseball to make basketball.
Oh, so that already exists, and there's a movie about it.
Yes,
There is a
even
And
better.
and nobody plays it.
But they should. It's fucking amazing. It was such a great idea for a game.
great movie, guys.
It was a great film.
Who cares if the sport sucked?
When you're combining two sports, like what I liked about it was that you are making it up as you go. So it starts as a game of horse, but then it's saying like if you make baskets from certain like distances, that's like a single or a double or a triple or a home run. If you miss,
we all
it's
agree
out.
we're bored of this
And,
already,
like,
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah.
We're all
That's why
bored
that
of
movie,
this.
that movie did do well for a
I
reason.
wait so patiently with you guys, and then I finally get my fucking chance. I'm like,
he
I'm
did
10
it.
seconds in, and you're like, "Are we bored with Dave's answer yet?"
Yeah,
was just
let's listen to Dave, guys.
I'm not like I'm long-winded or something. Like I'm just like, hey, like this is why this movie is great.
Yeah.
He gets so angry.
He talks more about why he's angry than his answer. He had like, we shut up. It's like, go ahead. No, I'm just upset.
And damn it, guys, you're gonna know. You're gonna know why.
Just like
a cuddle.
and I think like the whole trash talk, psyching people out thing is a fun thing to throw into it. Why not? And make it fun. And hey, that's a great game.
Didn't he just give us shit for trash talking him on this podcast this very second?
what? Yeah. What's
There's irony.
what's great is that we can create these new games, and like what I liked about basketball was that you could play it anywhere. That's the whole point of it. You can play it in like just in front of your house or whatever. All you need is a net, and then you can set up everything else, and then you can play the game. And then they took it into stadiums and everything else, but they kept like the roots of it and like the
You mean
different
like every
personality
game?
of the cities. Yeah, like any game, but like what makes a good game? Like
I didn't have a
certain things.
baseball field, but we still played baseball when I was a kid.
I think it's pretty cool that I didn't use baseball in my answer.
Well,
which
yours
is like-
has a baseball bat.
You actually used that
That's-
as part of your answer. You
well,
said
that's
that the
true.
guy would tee off with a baseball bat, and then he would go to something
That's
else.
true, I did.
So you already threw that in
I
there.
got
So
it.
why don't you just sit the fuck back
I did
down, all
contradict
right?
myself there. That's
Yeah,
true.
all
But
right.
I don't have base paths and bases and all that kind of shit.
I did have bases in mine, for sure.
Yours doesn't even make sense.
Oh, no, it's fun.
No,
It'll
it
be good.
isn't.
It's a
I
new
didn't
trend.
understand what his game was.
Your game
a new
is
tre-
it's
it's
your
a new
game seems-
trend.
Your game seems harmful.
and Jeff's
it's gonna be
Jeff's
harmful.
a
It's
little
gonna be
too
great.
weird. I couldn't understand. I couldn't follow where
What
it
do
was
you mean
going.
you couldn't follow
I
it?
couldn't
It's
follow
golf.
it. It's golf, but like golf on its own sucks. Looks like you're starting with a bad recipe. It's like
True.
it's not a good game.
So I swear to God, if Chris goes, well, I don't like golf, so Jeff doesn't win, I'm gonna go fucking nuts.
Yeah, but I don't like basketball either. So
That's a fucking bad.
You like
start.
baseball and rugby?
I do like those.
Oh, there you go, guys.
His answer doesn't make sense, Chris. You can't give him the point.
I like baseball. I like rugby.
I don't-
Jody wins.
I asked him, "What's the point of your sport?" And he basically said, "There is none."
That's right. That's right.
Jody can't win. Jeff
No commitment.
clearly can't
Yeah.
win. I have to win.
It's no commitment.
To me, it's between me and Dave because his is in real
It's
answer.
such an easy game to play. You don't have to feel bad about losing. It's great.
What? There's no objective in your game. It's run around and get hit.
Yours is golf with different things,
Yours is rugby
Yeah.
with base paths.
and
I don't understand.
yours is a movie.
Do you have to score a try when you get to home plate, or what's
yeah,
going
what's
on?
going on? Yeah, yes, you have to
Guys,
explain
I
it.
didn't make up the
Are you
logistics
still
of the
kicking
entire
the ball in
fucking
this
game.
game? I don't like. Yeah, yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You're saying you're combining these sports. I don't know what's this new game you're playing.
Oh, I think you're all full of shit.
And how many people are going to run at the same time? Is there laterals?
Do I have to
No,
get through
it's
like
not
how,
allowed.
how many?
One at a time.
Are there
Okay.
stanchions?
Like I can
No.
help you make this game better. I'd be like, okay, there's one guy you gotta get past at
The
first
fact
base,
that-
two guys at
Okay,
second
Chris,
base.
the only thing I'm going to say to this is you have two guys who are arguing against it, and they're so passionate about it, and I'm not. So they're passionate about my answer, which obviously means that they really want to try hard to make this thing happen. Like, even Dave went and said, I can make this sport better.
I
That's
could.
exactly what
I,
it seems.
I could because Jody
He
didn't
cares
know how to-
about it. He
Don't
does-
let me in with that answer.
doesn't even know
I,
how to
w- I
pitch.
don't even know what
Nobody-
your sport is.
Nobody cared. No, he cared about my sport. Nobody cared about
I care
anyone
about
else.
rugby and I like baseball, but what you've
No,
done
no,
with it is a
you're
fucking
like,
travesty.
I'm all in that,
You
and I'm going to make
basically-
it better. That's
you
exactly
basically
what he just
said, "Hey, baseball is a sissy sport, and
Rugby is-
rugby."
I never said it was a sissy
Well,
sport.
no,
You've said probably at some point on the
yes.
show.
Oh, I believe it, but I didn't say
no,
it
but
on
you
this
basically,
particular
you
instance.
basically, so you're saying like, okay, but they should get hit every now and then. It's like people who say like,
hit all the time.
people like who
Fucking
say,
rugby,
who
man.
say basketball should be a contact sport. Yeah, that makes no sense. There would no one would
No,
ever
that would
score.
suck.
No one would score a basket ever. You know,
Plus, you're not playing on grass, man.
true.
Okay, so I do have a clear winner for this
A
round.
clear one.
And it's the guy with the best argument. It's not going on my personal opinions or nothing. But the winner is going to be Jeff.
Yes, all sports golf.
All sports golf.
You're the first guy that sat here and thought he's not going to pick me. He's
I thought
not going to pick me. He's a biased prick.
I thought I had a chance on that one
Did you think you had a chance? All right.
Well, Jody's makes no sense.
because he wanted to hear about it when
That's
when we
because I
started.
didn't put the thought into it. Because apparently we were doing that this week.
What? Who answers anything and goes, I didn't put any thought in this?
That's what makes my answers perfection.
Okay.
I didn't overthink them.
Well, there's that.
We're moving on to the history
Okay,
round.
yeah.
Trivial debates, history. Here we go. What was the greatest trivial debates moment of all time?
Of all time.
In
Of
all
all
time.
1 year.
No, let's start this one off.
This is the 30th episode right
This
now.
is the 30th
Is this
episode.
the 30th episode?
Yeah. Not
So-
bad.
Wow.
Pretty good.
So we're going to start this round with Jody.
Oh, cinnamon banana. Yes,
Okay.
the safety word. I just enjoyed that episode. I thought it was funny, and fucking every time I hear Dave in the background just screaming out, cinnamon banana, you know, because he was feeling unsafe around the adults. So, you know, I like that moment. I thought it was fucking hilarious. And
There's
every
two-
time I listen to that episode, and every time I hear you in the background, very, very faint, going, cinnamon banana. It's just...
Which was like, stop making fun of me, leave me alone.
Yeah, it was. Well, it was either that or you're being molested. I think were the two rules we had to give you.
Yeah, because it was gonna be cinnamon and banana, and cinnamon banana was especially bad. It was like
Yeah, that's when you put both of them together. It's just it's chaos.
Jeff was like, "That sounds pretty good."
Like that's no lube. That's
Yeah.
like pumice stone.
I just think it's like a
the
dessert.
thumbnail for the episode is cinnamon bananas. Apparently, this is a thing.
Is it?
They just look like long.
Did we start that thing, or did that thing already?
It was
exist?
already as a culinary dish. It was already a thing.
Damn it!
And it was just they look like long dumps, like sort of in a
Long dumps.
yeah, because the brown makes them look like
Oh,
right, and just yeah, they just look like long.
so they're bananas sprinkled in cinnamon.
Yeah,
basically.
so they look like long cylindrical
Base-
brown things.
Have you
that
ever
are-
made them, Dave?
No.
Because
We
I
should-
think we should.
I think we should now. That's a good question. I think we should do that.
Well, Chris, we'll put it on the list.
That means Dave's gonna do it next
Well,
week for everybody.
Dave apparently knows where the recipe is. So
Yeah, well, you just Google it. It's not
We should
hard.
move on.
Yeah, I'm already bored about cinnamon bananas.
like are there
And you're done.
are there
You're
any
done.
more ingredients in the
I don't know. It's probably sugar, I guess.
I don't know. I was dealing with
Banana, cinnamon,
the-
sugar.
Did you listen to that episode?
his safe word for
No,
sex.
I don't listen to any of the episodes.
Why not? Okay,
doesn't
can I
like
go?
it.
I'll tell you what the best moment was.
Can I finish? Can I finish?
The best moment was, it's got to be a Chris moment, and the greatest Chris
Oh,
moment
pandering to the host.
so far. Well, it's just it happens to be true. Was episode 9, which was one of his first appearances. It was either your first or second time being on the show.
That was my very first time.
That was the first time. Okay, and we said,
He was
okay,
a virgin.
we said, hey, best superhero show, and he comes out and he's like, you know, like we got X-Men, we got Justice League was the other one I think Kevin had, and then I'm like, okay, Avengers should be the third one. Chris's answers come in, no, Voltron. I'm like, I don't know what that is, but I'll hear him out because I'm.
You didn't know what Voltron was?
No, I'm too old for or too young, I guess.
I believe the word's retarded. Now let's move on.
no, I was born after that.
Like
So?
Voltron was like 84, 85.
It wasn't on when I was a kid.
Dude, I was like fucking 7 when that show was on, and I still watched it when I was
Do you know
like
what the
fucking
Dukes of
12.
Hazzard is?
Yeah, I know what it is, but I didn't. But Voltron is probably not as well known.
This guy knows the entire discography to the fucking band, but he doesn't know Voltron.
No, I don't know. Do you
What
know
the
Voltron, Jeff? Come on. Back in-
I didn't know who he was, but then it's come up a whole bunch of times on TV shows now, and now I go, oh, now
And you're like, now you know what it
But I
is.
probably never would have like paid any attention to it before because I never really knew what it was. No one I knew ever mentioned.
no one ever talked about it before I met Chris.
I'm still gonna make fun of you.
So
for it.
anyway, so he comes in, he does his pitch, and you know he's just like, Voltron are the defenders of the universe.
big fucking
They
sword.
got a big fucking sword. I was like, okay, well, tell me about the team, man. Tell me, like.
And then he just repeated
who are the
the same
members?
thing.
He's like, it doesn't matter who the members are. I don't know. It
doesn't matter.
There's
It's
a
just a
blue
big
one and a
robot.
black one, I guess, or something. I don't know. It doesn't matter. They get together.
fucking sword.
It's really the robot.
Defender of the
does
universe.
the rest of it, like it doesn't. It's all simple.
He's got a big fucking sword, guys. Come on.
Yeah, I was like, well, what happened when Voltron fought the Justice League? He was like, they killed them. He would just kill them. He would take out the sword. I was like, but isn't he a robot? Like, isn't it really controlled by the people? It's like Power Rangers. He's like, I guess, but really, it's a robot. He's got the big sword. He kills Superman.
Defender of the universe, guys.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah, he's
Defender
got-
of the universe.
Right, he was just looking at us like, I can't believe you guys are this stupid. You should know about Voltron. And then,
Well, to be fair though, he didn't look at me and think that I was stupid because he knew I knew Voltron.
well, you knew it, but he was like, hey Jody, remember like there was Lion Voltron and there was Car Voltron. You're like, yeah.
Car
He was-
Voltron sucked.
Yeah, Car Voltron sucked. You're like, yeah. He was like, so that's it. And I was like, well, so that's what? Like, what are you
But
saying?
to defend Chris, that is true. The Car Voltron sucked.
I was like, okay, but tell me why this other one's good. You just tell me
because
like,
it's the fucking right one.
it would be like,
Fuck
hey,
off.
hey, I really love Star Trek, but guess what? There was a bad one once. It was called Enterprise. Like, who cares?
That is not true.
Yeah, that show didn't exist according to Kevin Millard.
Yeah, that's true. He's probably listening right now going, fuck.
So anyway, to me, like, and I told that story back to his brother later on. I was like, hey, Tim, like, guess what Chris said on the podcast? And then he was like, after he heard me say, first I said, oh, he said Voltron's best superhero. He's like, huh, as if. And then I told him the whole story of what Chris said. He was like, I guess Chris was right. yeah, Chris, Voltron, big sword, cut everyone down.
That's that Seymour DNA.
Big sword, that beats everything. It's like trump card.
The best thing about Seymour's is they get very excited over everything.
And I didn't even win that round, by the way. Which
I wanted to give it to you, but you
I think
couldn't.
Jeff won it. Yeah.
You couldn't make a point. Anyway, that's it. That was my favorite moment.
Okay, let's move on to Jeff.
Does yours have a big fucking sword?
No, I picked. I don't expect to win this round. I picked Jerry winning the first ever Trivial Debates, and I picked it because he has a perfect winning percentage, and I just wanted to rub that in Jody's face.
Ooh. I don't really care.
Yeah,
Jerry's also had one appearance.
But he beat you in the first time.
And he beat you.
Yeah, well, you know.
I'm just saying.
You got to give a win once in a while.
I guess he's the best.
I can't win them all, guys.
I guess he's the best.
I'm not saying I'm perfect.
He might be the best.
He might be the best of ever.
Well, he's the best for one episode for sure.
Oh, no, he was the first, and then he said, I'm out of here.
Yeah, he retired after that.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, so that was my pick because
That's all right.
You know, he did pretty good. I would laugh.
I wouldn't expect you to win that.
This round definitely goes to Dave.
Woo!
Dave. Oh, that's depressing. The good news is I might be able to not have to go to the speed round.
Well, here's the thing. We got now we're going into the 6th round. We have Dave and Jeff tied at 2 apiece.
Jody, we have a 3-way tie.
And Jody with 1. If we have a 3-way,
Why is it with you and always trying to have a 3-way with me?
I just like those.
Like, it was awkward when you brought out the whipped cream earlier, but
Yeah.
I'm not saying I didn't
Cinnamon
like
banana
it.
whipped cream.
Cinnamon banana.
We're going into the last round right now.
This, I believe, is the one that I quote said something along the lines of, "That is a stupid fucking question."
Yeah, but it's not a stupid question.
I believe it is.
Well, I want to understand. Okay, read the question first, please.
If you won the $50 million Lotto Max, what is the first major purchase you would make?
How do you debate what you're going to buy? That's what I would like to know. Like, what? Number one, what is it any of my fucking business? And number two, even if it was my business, how am I to tell you that your first thing that you want to buy after you win the lottery is wrong?
And his is right.
Yeah, yours is right, guy, because you picked the nice, safe one.
Well,
You
Jody,
picked the house.
I know your answer. And
I'm glad because I don't remember what I even gave
yeah,
you.
And you and I do not have the same answer, so it would be debatable.
Okay, but like, what criteria are you judging this on? You have to tell us this up front because it's not a typical like, what's the best?
I think it is for Chris.
Yeah.
It might be for Chris.
What's the first major purchase you would make? I mean, groceries is not a major purchase.
Okay, so
Groceries?
like a house, car,
Sure.
whatever.
Sure.
Who gets to go first?
Okay, but
this
how do
time?
you decide which is better?
Who's going first?
Who could ever make
Because I'm gonna make a second one, right? So like I get to buy anything.
Is it my turn to go first?
No, it's mine. But
yes, it is
Alright.
Dave's turn to go first.
well,
I'm going to buy a custom lightsaber.
well, I just okay. He's clearly not going to give me an answer on how he's judging this. So
That's why I'm going after you now.
I'm gonna give you my pitch quick. It's a New York City condo because I love New York City and I would just like to have a home base right there in Manhattan, not have to worry about anything. And
Would
just
it be nearest
chill.
Starbucks?
Oh,
yeah.
what
Well, the Starbucks would be near it.
I would have
okay.
I would have no choice. They're
Like, would you
everywhere.
have one that right there, or like would you get a condo where it's like built right in?
Yeah, if it could, yeah.
Would that be like a preference?
I like Trump Tower might be a
Maybe grow a mustache.
So you want like the apartment that like Ed Norton has in Fight Club?
Yeah, like no, not even like he's not in Manhattan in Fight Club, right?
Well, they don't really say where he is.
He's like Los Angeles. I feel like in that.
He had a
movie.
good view though.
yes.
Yeah, like I would say like it's like somewhere like like right next like having that hotel in downtown.
You're wrong.
Manhattan.
It should be a condo. Next.
Like like with a great view, like celebrities have. Like there's so many celebrities with great condos in New York City, and I would love to have one there too.
I want to be a celebrity. That's what he just said.
So that was the
Let's
first
go.
thing I would want to do.
Okay, fair enough. Let's move on to Jeff.
I would get a private plane so I could go anywhere and do anything I want.
Cool.
That would be the major purchase, and I would just go to hotels because I would have a lot of money, so I wouldn't have to go buy a condo or anything like that. I could go fly all around the world, and I could go, just do whatever I wanted and go to like really warm places, go check out really cool stuff and like the Alps or something. I could fly to Switzerland. I could fly to Italy, go to Africa. I could go all over the world. It'd be awesome.
Who would fly your plane, though?
I'd hire a pilot.
He hired John Travolta.
No,
Oh,
not
yes.
him. He'd try to do some gay shit.
Just don't pick Harrison Ford.
Yeah, I wouldn't pick
He's
Harrison.
got a pretty bad track record lately.
I'd take Ford over Travolta.
I don't know, man. Travolta used to fly commercial flights too.
Did he?
Yeah.
Fact check that.
Well, we would, but they're gone.
Yeah, we don't have any fact checkers. And well, Ford technically can fly the Millennium Falcon.
No.
That's not technically.
No.
He can actually fly real
There's no
planes.
I think
technical
you,
there.
I think you misunderstand what technically
Doesn't matter.
means.
I'm sorry I brought it up. Let's go on. Let's move on.
I'm sorry that you answered too.
All right, let's move on to Jody.
I picked a family vacation.
To anywhere in particular?
Wherever the kids want to go.
All right.
I picked the modest answer.
Have we done enough for your circus here? have we appeased what you need? Yeah. I don't know. Like I don't know what you're looking for here. So
Okay.
I
He
want
doesn't either.
Tell ya, this round is going to go to Dave
What?
because
Because why? I want to hear it.
because he's the smartest with his money. I mean, Jeff is going to run out of money pretty quick.
You
If he
think
just-
spending money? What?
You said
$50 million? You think buying a fucking condo in downtown Manhattan isn't going to run up at least fucking $5 million?
Yeah. Do you know how expensive
Yeah, but he
condos
can-
are in New York City?
You know what a family vacation's going to cost me?
He can always
A
sell
really
it.
good one?
I can always tell it's an investment. It's
It's an
a real estate
investment.
investment.
He's going to make money on
Yeah,
it.
no. If anyone,
He might not make any money on it,
he
actually.
might lose a ton of money, and if everyone's
I ain't
saving
losing any
it's
money,
Jody.
and I'm getting a fucking memory out of
I'm
it.
definitely spending the most, but I'm having the best time with my money.
No, I'm having the best time because I'm going to my ultimate vacation destination. Thank you, Chris. You was a great answer.
Your vacation. destination.
And,
I just want to say in closing, biased.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
So Jody's out.
yeah,
That doesn't mean you're not going to not hear me.
not biased whatsoever. This game. Our speed round is going to be between Jeff and Dave.
That's definitely vote.
Okay.
Now we move on to our speed round, where the contestants must answer very fast. So let's start with movies, and we'll start with Dave Mater.
Can we okay, go ahead.
What's the best robot in a movie?
The best robot in a movie.
Okay, I'll tell you how this actually works.
Oh, whoever pipes in first gets.
Yeah, there you go. So they both get to yell out whatever they want.
Okay,
and whoever says it
wait.
first.
Let's do this again. Pretend you don't know the question.
Okay,
Here we go.
My answer.
No, we didn't the first 3 times.
I'll pick
You
the
can't
T-
answer because you don't know the question yet.
Can robot be any kind of mechanical person?
Yes.
I
Okay,
picked T800.
That includes droids.
I picked Data.
Okay.
I picked T800.
T800 version.
Yeah.
Okay. Should I just pick one, or do you have to say why?
Oh, I would love if you just picked one.
Do you want me to go first again, or do you want?
It doesn't matter. Whoever pipes in.
Okay. Well,
Well, you piped in first, so you would go first by our rules.
okay. Well, I'll go first. Data is an amazing character. He is a sentient life form. He is an integral.
What Star Wars movies was he in?
He's not in Star Wars. He's in Star Trek.
That was your son.
And
Wearing a Star Wars
that's
shirt.
a proud moment. Wearing a Star Wars shirt.
Oh,
And
my God.
Oh, wow, proud moment there.
not even knowing what Data's from.
That's a proud data
From
moment.
Star Trek: The Next Generation. He was in 4 movies.
He's up there.
Especially in the film versions of Data, he gets the emotion chip that allows him to actually start experiencing emotion for the first time in his life. So coming off of the TV show and into the movies, giving us something a little bit different.
Terminator's an awesome character. He's a great hero character. Data sucks in the movies he's in. He's good in the TV show, but in the movies, he sucks. He's a jokey character everything revolves around him because I have no idea why. Because
He's the most popular character.
Because he was like the new Spock. And
Yeah.
that's what they did in the movies, the old movies. But guess what?
Riker's
the new
like
movies
an afterthought.
Sucked. They all sucked. You know.
You never saw Riker on like a movie poster. It was always Picard and Data every time.
Yes, and I'm saying he sucked in those movies, and at least my guy was awesome in his movies, except for like
All
the
of them.
reboots.
Like
You
more
know.
of the Terminator movies are bad than good.
Okay, this is a speed round. Winners, Jeff. Let's move on to the TV
Cultured
round. So
heathens.
it's going to be the first one who pipes up that gets to go
Oh,
first.
I think you got the rules now, guys.
I think he's figured it
I
out.
think he's finally got it.
What's the best robot in a TV show?
Oh, fuck's sake.
Fuck's sakes.
Pick Data again?
Data.
If it took you 20 fucking minutes to come up with what is the best robot blank category, I'm just telling you right
Who's
now.
the best robot in history?
One
Who's
of
the
these-
best robot in sports?
Guys, we all had his first.
There's only 2 robot questions.
TV show.
Sounds like there's
I
at
can't
least
even
3.
think of fucking TV shows with robots. Like, seriously.
Come on, guys.
I'll
Jeff's
pick
friggin'
Battlestar Galactica, number 7.
Number 7.
There's
no number 7.
No, the girl 6.
7.
Sorry, number 6. Sorry.
Number 6?
Number 6.
Okay. Data is, again, a great character.
I
he's
vote
got-
repeat. He
but-
loses.
Particularly in the TV show, he's superior, which Jeff already admitted to. He's a great template archetype for mankind and like that innocence
We've already heard
of
this
growing
answer.
up.
Can we just move on?
Okay, I'll move on.
Like, why don't you just take the clip from earlier and just play it again?
No, but it's in the TV context, it's different than in the movie context.
No, it's not.
Jeff already said it was.
I just said you
Can you? You're not in this. Okay, I don't know how many times.
Clearly, I am.
All right, this round goes to Dave.
Thank you.
I didn't even get to argue. Whatever. I don't even care.
I didn't even get to argue. Awesome.
I want Kevin to listen back to this again. What the fuck?
Millard right now is shitting himself. He's like, why the fuck have they put up with this?
Next round, we're going on to music, and I promise it's not about robots.
Oh,
What's the most annoying instrument to listen to?
I would go with violin.
bagpipes.
If you play the if you listen to violin like it's done with like in Psycho, that if you listen to that over and over again, that would be the most annoying thing.
You just said that was great in the earlier round.
It was well used, But if you had to listen to that, I wouldn't want to listen to that.
Technically, any string instrument can do that sound, though.
Right, but imagine you listen to a violin with someone who doesn't know how to play a violin. How bad is that?
I would imagine Hitchcock bad.
You pretty
Whereas
much listen to any instrument and someone doesn't know how to play it. They're not good.
Yeah, try
Right,
listening.
but I would say
try
the violin
listening-
would be the worst one to listen to.
Try
in that
having
instance.
kids and having a fucking clarinet come home with them.
Okay,
Yeah, you don't know fucking pain until you've heard that.
I'll go now.
Yep, go.
The bagpipes are they're capable of a great melody, like any instrument is, but the flaw in the bagpipes is the technology behind the wind. So you have to like blow air into like the pipe. It goes in, and then you like kind of hit it with your arm. It goes, and then you can start playing. So you
How does that go?
So you always have like that's always in the background, and it's fucking atrocious. Even in the movie Braveheart, which is about Scotland, right? And they're talking about bagpipes. They don't even use the sound of a real bagpipe. They use like this Irish version that doesn't have like right. So that it actually sounds good, right? So I would say.
Did he just admit that it sounded good?
No, I said that the Irish version that doesn't have the hum.
Wait. So you're but it's still a bagpipe.
It's not though.
What?
It's not Scottish bagpipes. I'm talking specifically about the Highland bagpipes and that hum that they get from like the air bag that comes through. You're always gonna get that kind of off, unnerving tone as the backdrop of any kind of bagpipe
I don't think it's the
solo
most
or
annoying.
orchestration.
I don't think it's the most annoying to listen
Yeah,
to.
I'm with Dave on this one. Point goes to Dave.
Of course you are.
Well, you know what? The violin can be played good. I don't think the bagpipes can be played good.
What are you
Even-
talking about?
I agree.
He
though,
just
that-
he admitted in his answer that they could be played good.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I
You
said
said
the-
it
I
was
said
played
the-
good in Braveheart.
I said the alternative version.
It's still bagpipes. You
But
can't be like, oh, there's the Scottish bagpipes.
well, that's the ones I was talking about.
For our sports question, Eamon does have some input. It's his question,
So it might be good.
so it might be good.
I'm willing to bet. I'm going to put money on this right now and go. It was the best question of this entire episode.
You have to say because it's the mic. There's a mic.
Who deserves to be in the Hall of Fame? Pete Rose or Joe Jackson?
Pete Rose.
Joe Jackson.
Pete Rose has the most hits of any player ever. He made a mistake, but it was not even when he was a player. He was a manager, and at the same time,
No, he was a player when he cheated.
no, he was a manager.
His only mistake was he got caught.
He was a manager.
There was tons of them doing
He was
it.
betting on baseball.
Yeah, and like you said, there was tons
And so
of them doing
and
it.
so were a lot of the other ones.
And
They're
that
just not
happened
getting
throughout
caught.
the 60s and 70s where
Oh,
players
absolutely.
bet on their own teams all the time. It really doesn't fucking mean anything.
And if they were caught, like the Black Sox were, they were thrown out of baseball.
Yeah, the Black Sox.
Well, that happens in pretty much any sport.
the Black Sox was different. They threw the World Series to stick it to their owner.
yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas Pete Rose, he was one of the best players of all time. By far.
And
it's-
a degenerate cheater and gambler.
But it's still you could say the exact
And
same
so
thing
was-
about Joe Jackson.
No, I can't. Joe Jackson wasn't a degenerate gambler.
What are you talking about?
And he didn't cheat.
He did cheat.
You can't prove that he didn't try his best in that World Series because his average was like insanely good.
Who cares?
He
The
had
team-
so many hits,
the
home
team-
runs. He played his heart out, and he never admitted to being part of the conspiracy, and he never tarnished his image right till his death. Where Pete Rose is a piece of shit. Like he does not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
I wouldn't say he's a piece of shit.
Shoeless Joe is a hero.
Oh, he's a hero. Okay.
Hey, Eamon, have you been listening? What are your thoughts here?
I think out of the two, who made a better argument?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say Pete Rose because he made the point of all the feats he's created, like the most hits and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. This round goes to Jeff.
Nice.
Like a fancy one.
What's the
Nah.
score at?
It's 4-all right now. We're
Okay.
tied.
Anybody's game.
Here's the history question. What's your favorite picture of all time on any Canadian bill? Favorite picture of all time on any Canadian bill? Like our money.
What do you mean? The prime minister or like the
No, like the back picture.
Oh, my favorite's the $5 bill with the scene of hockey on the back, right? Where they were like, it's the one kid passing to the other kid, and then they score, right? Like Mike Myers was on Conan O'Brien once, and they were like, Conan O'Brien thought it was hilarious that hockey was on our money. Like, we're so into hockey, we put it right on our money. He was like, and then Mike Myers drew a picture. He's like, you pass to this guy and then score. Like, that's how it goes. Like, that's how we roll as Canadians.
Perfect, Jeff.
I don't even know if this is right, but I'm pretty sure it's right. The $100 bill, the back of it has a whole bunch of native shit all over it. Like,
Yeah, I think it is.
right?
I can look
At least that acknowledges the fact there were people here before we took over this place, and it
You'll
built,
never see that on an American bill.
and built ice rinks where little white kids
No,
could
they have
play.
like that dollar
you know?
coin or
Like, at least that one acknowledges like some sort of
My
conquering
favorite-
that we did, which is
Yeah.
kind of always brushed aside.
Can I tell you what my favorite would be?
Yeah.
It would be the Canadarm one.
The new $5 bill.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like it.
The space guys.
Yeah, got little astronauts in there. Reminds me of a better time.
Sean goes to Dave. I like the hockey guys.
Of course it does.
So now you need to get the next one to win, or to tie.
tie. He needs the next one to tie.
So this is your
Wild card question. It's a great question. Also made up by Eamon Mater.
Oh, so it might not be about robots.
It's not about robots.
Sweet.
He helped him. He edited it. He's like, really? Another question about robots, Chris?
Jody reminded me of like Cartman there. He's like, oh, so it might not be bad robots.
Yes, it might not be about robots.
Okay, question is, who deserves to win more, Dave Mater or Jeff Mater?
At what?
Trivial debates.
Oh, me.
This
But-
episode or ever?
This
Like,
episode.
Me.
Me.
Of course.
That's
Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to argue Dave.
Too late. I picked me already.
I'm going to argue Dave. No,
You
that's
can't-
okay.
you
No,
can't
I
pick
can.
Dave.
We could just both argue Dave.
That's true.
I better win. When Eamon was asked what his favorite moment from this podcast was, he's like, when you coined the phrase, more Dave Mater. That was the greatest moment in the history of this show.
We didn't coin that in the show though. We
I know,
coined
but
that on a road trip in New Jersey.
Isn't it funny how nobody picked that?
But the listeners heard it for the first time on this show. More Dave Mater. And I agree. Everything needs a little bit more Dave Mater in their life.
I changed my mind though.
And now he's changed his mind.
You don't get to change your mind.
Your kid is against you. That's awesome.
Dave Mater, greatest podcaster ever, totally deserves to win this episode.
Okay,
All right.
my turn.
Yep.
I disagree.
Dave is so bad at trivial debates that he needs one. He needs he needs one to make himself feel good. So he deserves to win just because boost his spirits. I've experienced the glory. Dave hasn't, and he deserves
Not a true win.
He deserves.
Which technically he still won't get.
He deserves his second Seymour win.
I agree with Jeff.
Oh, we're tied. We are tied
So
again.
what, Jeff gets the point?
Jeff gets the point.
I got the point.
Which now means you're tied for a win.
No,
you have
we're
to
not.
do a tiebreak. Oh,
So the question was really more, why does Dave Mater deserve to win? Than who should win?
That's right. I changed the question.
I think it's
And,
funny that Jeff won that.
That does still leave us with Dave 6 though and Jeff 5.
Does it?
Yes,
So I won anyway?
you
So
did.
why did we even do that question?
And Jody won because it was funny.
I won. How did I win?
No, you only got 1 point.
Yeah, I know that.
Dave, you have 6 points.
So I win.
Yes, Jeff, you have 5 points.
Okay.
You came close.
I came close.
So, but I had already won before we did that question.
Yeah.
You did.
Thank you for informing us.
But you didn't do the sign.
What sign?
Well, you do up a sign way before that. You're going to give it to Dave.
like you did last time.
There's no sign this time.
Oh yeah, that's
what did you win on that? What was the history question?
Question.
He won on the Canada hockey players. That's what you gave him the win on.
yeah.
Yep.
Yes. That's how I won.
That's how you
I'm
won.
just going to go on record to say that I already called this as being a tragedy before this even happened.
Well, I'd like to thank the world, really.
I love how it's another time yet again where like this is like deja vu.
Dave has 2
It's better
team
this
wins.
time, though. I feel like I really earned it.
I'm
this time.
Kevin Millard in this situation is what it feels like, and you're me.
Okay.
Well, Jeff, don't feel upset. You got a whole bunch of points. You got 5 points.
I tried.
You won a bunch of rounds.
So, Chris, are you going to come back for the next episode and be a contestant? Because I actually prefer you as a contestant over a host, I have to say.
I have to admit I do as well.
Yeah.
Me too.
No one prefers him as host. No one.
Not even him.
Not even him.
But he had to do it eventually. So I'm going to be hosting the next one.
Because you won? I thought losers hosted.
No, well,
No, we changed that ages
it's
ago.
more about
you wouldn't know
it
because
has-
you never listened.
There's kind of a loose rotation to a degree. So
All right.
There's a loose rotation.
yeah, typically after I do it, Jody does it. So
When did you do it last?
it's been a while.
Good. Then that means I don't have to do it for a while.
Since
So anyway, we're actually doing good for time. We have a few more minutes. Does anyone else want to chime in about something before we wrap this all up?
No,
yeah,
I'm good.
this was bullshit.
this yet again does not count.
It counts.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go with
Social contract. We all entered into the social contract.
I love. Oh no, I just think it's
We
funny.
we knew Chris was hosting.
Until you win one without Chris.
No, but you guys.
They are all
I won't be. I won't be winning one while Jeff or Jody or Kevin are the hosts.
I almost gave you one recently.
Well, you know what? You think I'm biased with Dave. I think you guys are just biased against Dave because he has some.
Good point, Chris.
He
Good
has some
point.
really-
Well argued.
He has some. He has some really
You would
great
think it'd be
answers.
well argued.
He argued. He goes, Canada, I like hockey. And you were like, I agree. It's literally how he won this show.
All right. Well, host, it's up to you to close up affairs.
Okay, this is Chris Seymour signing off, and for all of us here at Trivial Debates,
This is bullshit.
this is bullshit.
I want to thank you, thank you, Chris, for hosting this episode. I'd like to bask in my win, and I'm Dave Mader.
I'm the guy that thinks that wasn't a real win. Jody.
Yeah, and I'm Jeff Mayer.
And I am Amy Mater.
And we'll see
With
you.
a lightsaber.
We'll see you
With a
on the
lightsaber.
flip side.
Oh fuck!
All right.
You need to stop that.
All right, everybody. We'll see you. We'll see you later. See you on the flip side.
Fuck off with the flip side.